which, I mean, it didn't, but this is the type of red that's been winning Grand Prix. Not all of them have been the wizard based, but just like the more Hazoret, like, you know, chain whirler based versions have been. Whereas um, I just think Flame of Keld isn't a great card. I think it's worse than Hazoret, and I don't think you want to play 4 Hazorets and Flame of Kelds in the same deck because I don't think they play particularly well together. So I would just rather have Hazorets. But since somebody asked that question, and since we can't beat red decks, I figure we're going to join them and try them ourselves. Do it. That sucks, man. Does that actually still say that in my bio? Because I have not played Hearthstone since before Pirate Warriors got nerfed. I've been thinking about playing Hearthstone again, but there's like some problems with my account that I don't really want to fix. Long story short, it's in someone else's name. Gooseword, oh dude here wrote a guide, but I don't see it. If it counts, I normally lose a red decks like really, really badly. Ah, he did. I am not stupid. What have you been into today, Mr. Johnson? The real Jean-Claude Van Johnson? We did not win the Nitro. It's already a bad sign. Yeah, this hand's a keep. For some reason, we don't have any burn spells, and all of our opponents always have a million burn spells, but I'm certainly never going to mulligan a Beaumont in the Karizev. Wonder if I'm supposed to cast Karizev on turn 2, or whether I'm supposed to cast these now. Oh, well, that's new. Magic Online. What do you do? Huh. With all the bugs that Magic Online has and all of the problems that MTG Arena has, it amazes me that they take the time to get new art commissioned and recode the art on the back of a Magic card in a game. Like, you could actually be spending that time and or money on things remotely relevant. Just remotely relevant. Trying to see if we can get a Syncopate or an Essence Scatter out of them before we play the slightly better one. And we chose to go with the double 1-drop because we didn't want to get blown out by like one counter spell or like one fatal push or whatever. We want to be able to get some kind of value. So we're playing Esper, and I find this match close to unwinnable, but we do have just a crap ton of burn spells this game, so that is a positive sign if their hand is kind of weak. I'll go ahead and throw this one. Alright, whatever. I'm probably going to get disallowed into contempt and lose, but that's okay. There's the disallow. If they untap and have contempt, we're in what I refer to as a bad way. No, it wasn't contempt. So you're saying we have a chance. Well, have a chance depending on... I guess we can't let that flip. So we can only deal 6 damage to him this turn? So we're going to go to 7. We could put him at 4. I'm pretty sure not letting the Bloodfast flip is important. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I feel like it is. I guess I should just go ahead and lightning strike them and not waste the time. They have a negate, they have a negate. Well, that worked out well for us. Alright, let's read Aaron's guide. Aaron's guide says, versus Blue X Control, deck is pretty well set up to fight main deck. You have no dead cards. Cut shocks because they're low impact overall. Bring in cannons every time. Well, we don't have cannons. We're not playing his list. So basically, we can bring in some of these cards, and we want to get rid of cards like these. Alright, seems fun. I think we can keep this hand, but it's kind of not a hand I really like. It's like a bunch of burn spells which aren't particularly good, but we have to have consistent damage threats to win these matches. But like I feel like mulliganing these matches is pretty bad too. What do you think about the flashback series this week? I have no idea what that. I have no idea what you're even talking about. Sorry, I'm being very slow on deciding to keep this hand because I really just don't think this hand can win. But I don't know if you can ever mulligan this hand, so like I'm really confused right now. I guess you just can't mulligan it. Oh, I hadn't looked at it. I don't read a whole lot of Magic except for like guides and strategy articles. I probably should make, or like finance articles. I probably should make time for more, but I just haven't thus far. I'll try to check it out. Well, we have 12 points of burn, but he'll have some counter spells, he'll have some life gain. Is that a theoretical 6, I guess? At some point, we're going to draw a creature and turn on Contempts. I sideboard out a lot of my counter spells in matches like this, though, so maybe they do too. Again, I'm not going to cast Chain Whirler for all of the reasons mentioned above, like Contempt's really good versus it. They have counter spells. I would rather just slap on with another Wizard's Lightning and try to leverage a spot to where we can get a Hazard on the table. Even though it's going to be very hard. Or maybe we'll just draw 2 more Lightning Strikes. We have 4 of them in the deck. Maybe we'll just draw 2 more of those and we'll be Gucci. That is the opposite of anything that we ever wanted to draw. It's probably the worst card in the deck in this spot. It kind of sets us up to a spot where we'll probably have to actually play the Hazards and Chain Whirlers now. Put one on top and one on bottom with his Glimmer. Yeah. Proceed to get crushed. Hey, no, what's up? Not a lot. Just losing to our to a very, very bad match that is practically non-existent, which is what I've done for the past 2 weeks. Just no matter what deck we play, we get the bad match. Literally, this has been about straight for 2 weeks. Standard feels a lot like Modern right now. But we are on the play for Game 3, so all hope is not lost. We'll probably still just win, too, if we draw 2 burn spells. He probably doesn't have counter spells in. I haven't really looked too much. Hey, Mark, what's up? Let that resolve, so I assume he's actually going to gain life off of it. Yeah, it's not gaining life, but it's still bad for me. And that's game. We don't have an out now. Going into game 3, what do we want? I don't really like this card. I like slow and it doesn't impact the board or anything, but I don't think I really want any of these things either. I think I'd rather just have this than a Rekindling Phoenix. I'm definitely going to cast some of that Nicobolus some. Alright, this hand's better than the hand we had last game. I don't think I want Fight with Fire. I don't typically bring Fight with Fire in versus anything that doesn't have Lyra and or Settled Wreckage. Because I mean, it doesn't even kill their creatures. It doesn't deal damage to them. We're not going to get 10 mana very often, so. It's kind of interesting that they led with an island instead of at least bluffing a like Drowned Catacomb or something in case they drew a better spell last turn. Or this turn, rather. Think they're more likely to have an Essence Scatter than they are a Negate, so I'm just going to drop Deshandra here. Feels like they'd pressed F6, so. Hazard also couldn't attack this turn. So maybe they'll only have... Oh wow, they can't Contempt. But they have cast outs? Why? You don't need cast outs in those decks. They're not good. Why do people not realize this? They're like, this card's like actively bad in that deck. There's not that many white sources. A lot of them come into play tapped. You have Vraska's Contempt. You literally do not need this card. Some people are plumb crazy. YOLO. They can't Gear Hulk this turn to block, so we're just going to go for it. Yeah. They have Seal Away 2. I guess we can just never ever beat their deck then if it's literally just like 30 removal spells. Because now they can Gear Hulk. We can still draw 2 burn spells. Don't care if they have a Gear Hulk here and get a 2-for-1. Which I highly suspect they will, but... We're not going to win not attacking. Like, these things blocking don't do anything. It's like the slowest tap of 2 random islands I've ever saw. They have double white spells in their deck. I'm literally mind blown about what pile I'm getting paired versus, and I'm going to be like super insulting because the deck doesn't even make sense. Like, actively does not make sense. And now the game's over unless we draw exactly Hazard. Alright, cool. Well, we lost versus a bunch of white spells in the deck that has 1-drop black spells. I mean, 505 doesn't really even do anything here. That's ridiculous. That guy is not going to cash this league. That deck was the most horrendous control deck I've ever saw. It does not make sense from a deck building standpoint. Conley Woods, I should link it. I should go like get the clip, but Conley Woods sums it up so much better than anything I can say. Like, there is no reason to need any single white card when you're already playing blue-black other than Teferi. And the God's honest truth is you probably don't need Teferi. Like, that guy certainly did not have enough land or white lands to play those double white spells. Like, it wasn't even close. Alright, cool. So, we're probably versus Snakes or Stompy, and we have no burn spells, so we probably just lose. I'm really good at drawing no burn spells in our 12 burn spell deck. Because this is 2 out of 3 games, or 2 out of 4 games so far that I've not drawn them. I'm a little salty. I have to be honest. I'm already friggin' salty. I get paired versus a terrible match, and for some reason he skewed it even more to make it even worse versus us, when he had no reason to do that. And he still wins, even though he like makes a million poor choices. But like, we're supposed to lose that match anyway. Like, we lose 100% if he has a Vraska's Contempt basically on any one of those turns, any of those 3 games, which is why that match is so horrible. And it's also why you don't need any of those white spells. The white spells literally just don't do anything. Attack first so they can't have defense. I'm not worried about them having defense, but I gotta be honest, Lars, I've already given up on the entire night. That first match tilted me so much that I don't even want to play. If I was not streaming, I've already turned the computer off. Also, I kind of want them to have defense there, don't I? Like, I would trade my Beaumont Courier for a defense, wouldn't I? Or I would easily trade the Beaumont Courier for an Elf. If we have no Abrades in our main deck, we're not going to beat an Effort Spear Harvester. Unless we run really hot. What? Oh. They sacked a 3/4? By the way, this is another one of those like miserable matches that we don't ever really get paired versus. So it kind of like blows my mind that we get 2 of them in a row when we've not really got paired versus them any single time that we've not played a red deck. His draw has been horrendous though. His draw was so bad. Somebody told me that stat-wise that this like Stompy deck was technically the best deck in the format. I don't believe them, but it's what I was told. So this stuff has to be good here, right? This stuff doesn't seem like it's going to do much. If we're taking out some wizards, I guess I'm going to take out these as well. Is that 60? Yeah, that's 60. What have you been into, by the way, Lars? You playing much right now? I've not saw any of your limited posts lately. I don't think they falsified her stats, but that's not where I read those stats. I think it was Tommy Ashton or something where I read that stat. And he's a guy who's like top 16 some Grand Prix with and been playing it for a while. Huh. Alright. Well. Oh, you're a big soccer fan? Never really got into soccer. I guess it's because I'm from the USA. It's like not really big here. We don't even have soccer teams where I live, like in the high schools and stuff. We're kind of like a football, basketball area where I'm at. It's for a mulligan to 4, this isn't a terrible hand. I'm not in the area you are. You're in a completely different state than me. Oh, you bet on it for a living. I did not know you were a sports bettor. I had no idea about that. You live a lot further from 20 from me. I think you live somewhere close to like 50. I will not put our directions up in chat, but I'll pull it up on the other screen. I'm pretty sure you live about 50. And I live here. We are 43.4 miles from city to city. Down 100K-ish? Jesus Christ. I don't know what I would do if I ever even saw 100K. That's insane, man. I hope it picks up for you, though. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about like if you draw a line across the mountain and don't count elevation changes? Can I ask you a question? Yesterday during a stream, you had to stop and host someone else for some time. Is this normal? That shouldn't have happened yesterday. If it did happen, that means I lost connection or something and didn't even know that I lost connection. That definitely shouldn't have happened. That confuses me now that you've said that. But no, that is not normal and that should not have happened. So I'm pretty confused about that. Guess I'll leave this thing back. There was a day, I don't remember what day it was, but there was a mouse in my room that I wanted to catch, and I kind of ended the stream. Alright, was that in play, or did he just cast that? Okay, sweet, he just cast that, so I didn't miss that. And I paused the stream and then ended it abruptly to catch the mouse. Maybe that's what you're talking about. But no, that's not a normal thing. Normally I try to stream entire leagues, or about an hour of arena if we're doing arena. I don't think I want to change anything from the play to the draw. It still sucks though. This hand's fine. It's like not great, but it's fine. But yeah, there was one day recently where I was like, hey, I'll be right back, and then I was just like, screw it, I'm catching this damn mouse. By the way, I failed and I did not catch the mouse. I mentioned I needed to sleep with a guest? What? I've never had a guest on any of my streams. So that alone confuses me. Like, I've never had a guest on any of my streams. Wish I had a guest to sleep with. Man, that'd be a lot less boring if I had a guest to sleep with. But instead, my night's going to be finishing this stream and then watching Riff Rivals. Probably eating some pizza. I wasn't particularly happy to know it, but I mean, it's what it is. It's not going to hurt me or anything. The only reason I wanted to catch it was because if I don't catch it and like take it outside and release it or whatever, like the parental folks will kill it, and I didn't want to kill it. I don't like killing animals. It's the only reason I was even trying to catch it. Like, I didn't want to put a trap down and get it killed. Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Like, I just like kind of turned over to the side. There's like a mouse chilling beside me while I'm like sitting here making all this noise, which kind of blew my mind. I guess I have to just keep killing these so they don't kill me. Until we hit some lands anyway. We slow the game down enough that we hit lands, we'll be in maybe okay shape. Oh, cool, especially when he doesn't have anything. But yeah, that was an oddball night. It was. He was just like chilling about 3 feet from me over there on the floor, just doing his little mouse things. And he had no cares that I was sitting here making a huge racket. No fear had the mouse. Well, like I said, I was only trying to catch it so that like my mother wouldn't kill it. Didn't want her to kill it. Wow, 2 Sour Angels, that's pretty ridiculous. I want to catch it and like take it over to the creek and release it was my goal, but I'm a big fat man, it's a little tiny mouse and he can get places I can't get to. Wait, what is this? I'm streaming. Alright. Well, hopefully that won't pop. Ah, okay. Sorry guys. Apparently somebody's returning a deck to me in the middle of the stream without warning, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to have to make the stream go blank for 1 second so I can pull up the list without you guys seeing my desktop, because I don't know if there's anything inappropriate on the desktop. And then I'll be able to do everything from the other screen. Alright, so the stream should be coming back now. Apologize for that. He's wanting to go to bed, so I need to get the deck off of him. And, I'm Willard? I'm not Willard. Come on. Again, I'm sorry. I guess this hand's a keep. We are on the draw. It's not great, but it's whatever. I think it's fine. Might actually get to sack a Beaumont Courier. Can't remember the last time I've sacked one of those. For some reason, they always seem to die. I don't play them well. So another blue-black deck. Again, this deck doesn't really beat any of these blue-black and or Esper decks. Yes, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about that dude that was in a movie called Willard that was like originally cast in Back to the Future or whatever. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I know who you're talking about. He was in a movie of like a bunch of rats and stuff. Likes to do independent films. Can't believe I'm blanking on his name. I'd look it up on the other monitor if I was not doing something else. Yeah, I know it was a remake as well. I assumed you were talking about him, though. Since I don't remember the original being particularly good. Almost got this deck fixed back over here. Yep, that was the first thing I said when we attacked with the first Beaumont Courier. With all of the bugs and stuff they've got in this game and all of the problems they have in this game, why did they spend extra time on changing something so simple when they could have worked on things that could have potentially actually made a meaningful impact? Basically the first thing I said. 3, 3, and 1. Not all of his movies have been great. Though I will say the majority have been. You call it a good deck, but we've got basically 2 auto losses out of 3 rounds in a row, so doesn't seem that good. Ah, cool. Another land. Those are fun. Wait, what the hell was that? Apparently I got a message or something. I have no idea what it was. Guess I'm gonna kill one of these, which seems very silly. Yep. I'm sacking that anyway, so I guess that's fine. Ooh! We have a chance this game. Still not a particularly good match. We got to draw 4 extra cards with a Beaumont Courier, though. So, we have a chance. The sad thing is, I don't think we're even 100%. I just think we're, like, pretty favored now. Like, if he contempts this and blocks this, it could be a problem. But no, this was definitely what I refer to as a good draw. Yeah, apparently they changed the card back. No Syncopate, please? I know Ginger played them for a while. No, I guess we don't care if he has it. This match is miserable for mono red, but we'll take it. Alright. So, what does his sideboard guide say for blue-black? Boarding in this match changes greatly depending on what 2-drops they're playing. If they have Freebooter, then blah 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 blah. Don't want to read it, but basically, he likes the birds. I also like the birds. He gets rid of some number of shocks and some number of these bros. I on a personal hand kind of like this as well. I want to get rid of 6. Is that right? Yeah. Apparently I have to find my phone because he's not accepting the trade and he's confused or something. Which side were you on? Were you on the red side or the blue-black side? It's just a change for Magic Online, I'm sure. I can't imagine that they're going to do that in paper. This is a keep. We don't have any removal spells. A Gifted Everborn, like, is going to run wild over us. I think it's a pretty good, like, I want to be on the blue-black side if I'm playing this deck. That's just me. Fungal Infection is sweet. Uh... Please block? Please? He did not block. Wreckety wrecked. Would totally block if given the opportunity. Well, their mana is a little mediocre, so at least we got that going for us. Fungal Infection's so good. Be really good right now, too. Yeah, I'm surprised that he left Glenn in because of Chain Whirler. I know, like, Ginger and all of them say to take it out. I think he's still drawing cards of this thing because his lands are what they are. He doesn't even have a blue source now. Couple contempts could still be a problem, but... Well, he's willing to block now. Has to have a contempt, right? Well, there's the contempt. Draconian Phoenixes are great. They probably are better than 3 random cards, but like, what if we don't draw a land? That's what I'm thinking as well. I think I trade. I'm just like looking at it. I'm like 90% sure that I'm trading, but... I'm at like 90% that I'm trading. Could just hit another burn spell. Maybe win. Lars says sack. I trust Lars more than I trust me. Yeah. Lars doesn't even have to explain it to me. Like, I seriously just trust him more than I trust me. Feel like they're just going to have a bunch of contempts. Rip. Even drawing additional lands isn't that bad because of this thing. Probably shouldn't have played that mountain. They tapped the swamp and gave up. Alright, cool. Well, we 2-0'd a very hard match. We might have lost that game had we not sacked. We got 2 wins tonight. I think that's more wins than we've had in an entire week. Alright, we will do the playing first. This hand is gas money. How come every time I get paired versus this deck, our opponent has like 4 burn spells? And I just draw 5 1-drops. Not that I'm complaining, because 5 1-drops is a hand I like versus tons of decks. I'm just like, it just feels so uneven. I know there's only 12 burn spells and all that, but... Why is blue-black mid-range and Esper like the only 2 decks I actually like in this format? I've drawn a crap ton of Beaumont Couriers today, too. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. The red black one. Aw, they've got the big dog. Alright. Suck it, big dog. I'll probably have Chain Whirler too, and I'll cry and die a little on the inside, but that's okay. No Chain Whirler one time. So we can feel like champions. Now that's tapping mana really fast. Could have just played 2 1-drops and sacked a Beaumont there, but... Squires are great. So I see some people that take out Earthshakers and some people to leave them in these matches. I honestly don't know which is better. Alright. Can we do it? It's not the worst card that was ever a card in this spot. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. We do have 4 Chandra's defeats in the board. I'm pretty sure we can bring basically our entire sideboard in if we can find spots. Like, Phoenixes have to be good here, Braids seem good. Everything but Fight with Fire seems pretty good here. I would trade this for 2 of his things. Like, if he wants to double block, fine trade. If not, take 3. Have fun. I like Chandra's on the play. I don't like him a whole lot on the draw. I know Owen left him in. Well, at the PT, most people took him out, but Owen was leaving him in. No, he's got a little bit different of a deck, but... Oh, don't have a 3rd Chain Whirler. Great. Sometimes. Can we draw a 3rd Chain Whirler? We cannot. He's playing a slower deck than me. Well, I don't have an attack. He had more Chain Whirlers, so... Even into red-black mirrors, like, they were taking them out and he was leaving them in. If he casts a 4th Chain Whirler, I might throw something. Alright, cool. We don't have to throw anything. Not throwing things is fun. We still just don't have a very good attack, do we? These all have 0 power, so basically we have 3 attackers. So yeah. Maybe I could have attacked with like these 3. No, that's not good. He was just like block here, double block here. It's probably kind of bad. We have to draw burn spells before the game's over. This is my analysis of this match. Burn spells before the game is over. Oh, well the game's pretty close to over. Got 6 blockers now. So if I draw a burn spell, say it's a lightning strike, he goes to 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. So you'd only take 1. Alright, I guess we're preventing damage then. Double burn spell, you can do it. That is not what we needed. Could I? He'd have got 2-3 blocks, right? Since he didn't block the Chain Whirler. Says that we'd only got 1 damage in, right? We wouldn't have got that damage in either, I don't think. At that time, all we had was these creatures, right? So you could like 8-1, 8, or I guess not 8 there. I'm not sure, but depending on what he draws, if it's not a spell, 2 burn spells would have still been enough. I definitely want these, and I definitely want these. That's pretty simple. Definitely want to get rid of X1s. Probably don't want very many shocks either. Huh. Actually worked out pretty well. I don't really want the lava runners either, but that's fair. Yeah, I forgot the one was a 1-1. We played 2 Chain Whirlers. Could have been a 3 attack. Hey, Matthew Spanfula, thank you for the follow. Uneventful. I didn't leave my house. I didn't even go get the mail. This hand seems pretty good. I think this hand's basically where I want to be in these matches. Well, I guess I always want to be curving the Hazret. Wow. Sounds like you had a lot of fun then. Yeah, it'd have to be early for you because you're always up late watching the stream. Eh? This was about an hour ago. I wonder if Matthews is even in here. Matthews Panfula? Let's go with that. I assume Arkari Zev. Oh wow, Arkari Zev didn't die. I'm supposed to play around Sweltering Sun? Because I'm not going to. Wait, what? Guess apparently I am going to. I didn't realize I was going to at the time. But apparently we are. I think can block. Hey, he killed Boo Boo. It's probably about what Zetman was doing at his. He's a wine drinking maniac. Our hand was really good this game. I would like this hand more often, please. Tilt. I didn't throw the lightning strike out because I was trying to play around like an additional magma spray. Did we bring in a braids? I don't remember. Okay, we did. I'm still just not going to play the X1 Friends. Our Force Chandra's defeats look great that game. This deck's pretty fun to play. I think I would have more fun. I think it would be a worse deck, but I think I would have more fun if we were playing Flame of Keld over Hazoret. Like, I'm a firm opinion that the Flame of Keld builds are worse, but like, boy, that card's fun. It's not like our Hazards have done a damn thing anyway. I'm actually pretty excited about it too. It's like the only time that like more than 12 people show up at my local shop. It's always fun. Because my local shop's like basically dead and I like talking to people. No, don't kill our Brohim. I really wanted that Brohim. I always wonder if I'm supposed to cast Lava Runners first in like in an attempt to get burn spells out of their hand. We have 4 drops for the next couple turns, so even though this is kind of a spew and we're not putting a counter on anything, I think it's worth it. Wow. Man, you live in a nice area. I found out all sorts of things today. Found out Lars is a big timer. I had no idea. Found out Juka was a lives in apparently a populated area. Found out that Mr. Johnson's a wino because he's drinking white wine instead of red wine. The savage. Just a stone savage. I would love that. I'm a casual at heart. I would love to play in stuff like that. Alright, well. It's the Bird Brigade. Should have attacked first, but I am silly. Could have attacked with Hazoret this turn too, but for some reason I just wanted to play another bird. Because bird is the word. Bird is the word. 230. We have 7K when I looked at the census the other day. We have like 7,500 where I live, and the closest, what I would call city to us, only had 77. So I apparently way grossly overestimated the size of the other city. Our opponent did not draw lands. He said 70 up here. Sweet, we get a pity chest because our opponent did not play Magic. 2 rounds in a row, our opponents did not play Magic, and we slid into a $2 bill. Let's see if we can run that $2 bill up into a little something substantial since I'm trying to fundraise, trying to earn myself $2,000 in 4 weeks. So let's get that 4-1. It'd be great. I'm telling you, Nick, if you're wanting to move to Magic, just go to Roanoke. You're so close to so many IQs and PPTQs, and they have a pretty good airport system over there, so like being able to fly to Grand Prix and stuff isn't bad. You're on the East Coast, so finding people to travel to Grand Prix and stuff with, like, it's a really nice place over there. Just move somewhere in the Roanoke or Washington, D.C. area. No particular occasion. I'm just trying to earn some money for something. I want to make a purchase in about 4 weeks for my business, so for my business, I'm literally making air quotation marks when I say that for my business. But yeah, about 4 weeks away, so just trying to win as much as I can on Moto between now and then to supplement that. Man, don't move to California. That thing's gonna fall into the sea. There's gonna be a big earthquake, and we won't have no more California. I remember people saying that stuff in the 90s. I'm a big fan of the East Coast though for Magic. Though I gotta be honest, I think I love living in Vegas, and by living in Vegas, I mean I think because I'm such an obsessive gambler that I would be homeless. Yeah, Roanoke's like a 3-hour drive from where you're at. Something like that. So, like, you could come home all the time if you wanted. Or if you were needed. I think it's about 3-ish hours from you. It might be 3.5. It's about 3.5 for me, but I think you're a little closer. Actually, the way the roads line up, you might be a little further away. It might be 4 for you then. Well, of course, Johnson, but I was saying, like when I'm a 10-year-old, back in the 90s, like a 10, 11-year-old, like people say that things is like, it's going to happen tomorrow, when it's unlikely to happen in our lifetime. This hand's a keeper too. Cool, they pressed F6, so little bro gets in. Do we really get paired versus a 4th black deck, by the way? Wait, is this the 4th black deck? We got paired versus Esper, blue, black. Oh, no, we didn't. We got paired versus that green black deck, which is not a black deck. I like how you posted your broken deck on Smurf72 and you're talking on Smurf729. Wow. That entertains me that you're actually communicating on us with 2 different Twitch accounts. I'm assuming one of them was like your phone and one of them's your computer or something, but it's just amusing to me. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so amusing to me. Well, let's hope it's on the back end of that, Nick, so we don't have to bother with it. Alright, I'm just going to pretend like he's blue-black mid-range because I saw both a swamp and a... I saw a swamp, I saw a pools... Or not a pools, what the hell is that card called? Wow, oh my god, I am brain farting on a card I've used 7,619 times. This is unacceptable. Field of Rune. Ha! Saw a swamp and a Field of Rune. Got it. So, there's a good chance that they're probably just blue-black mid-range. Because I don't think an Esper deck would keep that opening hand. And if they were mono-black, I really feel like, I really feel like they would have, been able to play something. So I'm just going to sideboard like their good old blue-black. For the most part, shocks are pretty bad versus blue-black. I'm going to get rid of 2 Lavamancers and bring in all 3 Chandras, even though I don't think Chandras are particularly good in this match. I just think they're better than Lava Runners on the draw. I might bring the Lava Runners back in on the play. This hand's great. And our opponent mulligans. Is this like the 3rd opponent that's just like not going to play Magic or something versus us? Our hand's actually probably not that great if they are actually blue-black. Because the Goblin Chain Whirler won't deal enough damage on its own. JK, we have a 2-drop. It was in fact great. No second bro, please? Sweet, not a second bro. Oh wow, they're just mono black. I was told this match is horrible, but I've not actually played versus it. This is the type of match that makes me wish we had the 1 Vance's cannon in our deck. But like they're basically mono removal spell deck, and it's like really hard for us to beat that. And they're missing land drops, so that just means they have more mono removals. I think I'll throw 6 burn at them at the end of their turn just in case they're hazard, or in case we draw Hazard, because so they can attack. Alright, well you can have that one. Pretty close to conceding. And the 7th land, probably too little for us to win. Alright, you can have this one too. Hazard? That's not a Hazard. We sideboarded out a bunch of our burns, so I don't think burning them out's super likely. The problem with this is they can just minus the Karn and get back to Contempt, so like I probably shouldn't even have cast it. I think I can actually concede now. I don't think we can win with the Karn that high. They probably have a Contempt in their hand too, since they didn't do that. Oh. One time Hazard. Not Hazard. Take it up again, so we hit Hazard. Again, not Hazard. But we did put multiple things on the table. That's 9 mana. What will we ever do? Alright, the 9th land's enough to make me give up. Alright, so do I want to change anything versus what we saw? I don't think I want the Braids, even though they have some artifacts. Definitely don't want the Defeats. Don't want the Fight with Fires. Shock seemed kind of bad. I think the Lavamancers get a lot worse when we only have 6 burn spells in our deck, but think I'm either cutting 2 Lava Runners or 1 Chandra. Whatever, we still have 10 1-drops. Alright, we'll keep it. Hand's fine. Matty Boy getting fat out in Italy. Thank you for the host. Sparrow kicking it in too. I assumed he'd be streaming right now. I think these mono black decks even play sweepers, so even though we have a hand like this, it's probably not that good. I think they play like Bantu's Broyo and stuff. Whatever. If they do, they do. We get at least 1 free turn with Chandra if they do. This thing's gonna die anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the value and attack for 6. He's probably gonna kill Chandra this turn. Hopefully not with a contempt. That was great for us. How good was that? So he gets to make a blocker. And we get to tick up. Huh. Okay, he's done. He's like, you drew the nuts and we're out. I don't think I was going to cast it. I think I was just going to cast a Hazard, but that's beside the point. We get the same amount of... We'll get 1 less damage in, but we get a Hazard on the board the 1-way. We did it, folks! Our opponents didn't play very much Magic today. And we got there. We got paired versus an Esper deck. Esper decks are close to unwinnable. We got paired versus a blue-black mid-range deck. They're pretty friggin' bad. We got paired versus a mono-black control. They're pretty bad matchups. We got paired versus a black-red deck. I actually think we're favored versus it. And we got paired versus that green, like the green-black Stompy. And I don't know who's favored, but I've always felt favored on the green side. So it feels like we snuck into a 4-1 today. Because we ran exceptionally well. Our opponents didn't play well. And we won 1 game at least that we would have probably lost had we not listened to Lars. At least 1 game. There was probably more. It feels good to cash an event though, because it has been what feels like forever. And I know I'm speaking in hyperbole because we cashed when we played Esper the other day, but considering we started off that league like dominating or whatever, and we barely min cashed it, it didn't feel like a cash. Felt like we just got smashed on. Who can I host? Is there literally nobody playing Magic that I follow online? Everybody that I follow... Oh, there's somebody. I was going to say, everybody that I follow online right now that's playing Magic, or that plays Magic, is like playing League of Legends, or Neverwinter Nights, or Warcraft, or some craziness. What in the world is this thing? A party popper. I have no idea, Nick. I'm considering like just logging on and doing like 2 or 3 standard leagues and 2 or 3 modern leagues, but like I don't know if I'm going to go out that day, so I don't want to commit to anything. And on top of not wanting to commit to anything, I don't know if I'll be able to find guides or deck lists that I can afford for modern. But that is what I'm considering at the moment. Like I said, don't want to guarantee it. I'm going to a pre-release tomorrow night. And if the pre-release is super fun, our store runs it back on Sunday. And I may do that. So it's better to ask me sometime Saturday what I'm going to do Sunday. I don't like to live my life on a schedule. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. I'm going to host Brad. He's playing Titan Shift. And I'm going to go getting my dinner cooked because in about 20 minutes, give or take, comes my League of Legends matches again. And you guys know me, I'm a League of Legends nut. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Don. Thanks, everybody. Good luck at your pre-releases, too, and thanks for watching. We out.